I'm gonna go ahead and give the rundown on everything happening. So before I can answer everybody's question for the most part, Franz was able to go through shoot around and is obviously progressing well. So we'll see what the day brings with him after this shoot around. Goga is actually trying to go through some on-court work now to see how he feels and how he'll respond from this, after today. So try to get some clearance from there. Gary's actually going through an on-court workout as well as Jalen going through to see how he feels and responds to what today brings. And like we always say, how the treatment goes today, we'll be able to gauge it by tomorrow, and then we'll be able to give you a better response tomorrow in these situations.
We've been through enough where we've talked to you where guys are going out. How uplifting is it to be somewhat on the other side of it? We're talking about guys potentially coming back.
I think it's great. I know we've been talking about it for a long time, probably longer than we need to, but at the end of the day, it is great to be able to start to have bodies on the other side of it. One, for these guys that have been battling and fighting every single night, 8 or 9 bodies. I have to tip my hat to this group, to the group of coaches that have continued to push these guys in these games to continue to work their tails off, to give themselves an opportunity each night.
What does it mean to see questionable next to Franz's name at front?
Versus out, it feels great. The ability to see, how he can finally respond and see how he feels towards all of this after day, and we'll see how he goes. But it's great to see those words behind it.
Tristan mentioned a little bit about how just the morale and the vibes and the shoot around went up, just kind of what you sense the group's excitement is to get all these pieces back.
Well, I think that you can recognize, who those pieces are that are coming back. One, but just having a team that's going to at some point be whole. We haven't been whole other than 5 games this year. And I think that's very important for us to register and recognize. And so getting guys back slowly, and you've seen the rehab that guys have done, the work that they've put in to get themselves back on the court, but just to join the group again, on the court is so important, and it does lift guys' spirits up a ton.
You mentioned how hard the guys have fought through all the injuries. Just for this time, how have you had to balance, maybe giving them some grace and understanding the situation that this team is facing with limited bodies, but also holding them to that standard and saying, we still got to find ways here.
That is such a brilliant way to phrase it. I think there's a major difference between grace and excuses. I think grace tells you that there's certain realities that you cannot avoid. You can't avoid that guys get hurt. You can't avoid that bodies are down. You can't avoid that, guys step out in the middle of the game. Tristan going down in one game and can't return. J.I. going out in the middle of a game of illness. You can't control those things. So you got to give a guy grace for what they're going through, but you can also not make excuses, because if you're able to put your shoes on and you're able to step on the floor, you're able to compete the way the Magic compete every single night. And that's what's expected if you're going to strap it up and play.
How is Jonathan feeling? We saw him over there doing some shooting, but what was he able to do? How's he feeling?
Jonathan is much better. He'll be able to go tonight.
And how about Cole? We haven't seen him.
Cole was not at shoot-around. He's still, feeling a little bit ill, but we're going to see, more than anything, we're trying to let him get some rest to see how he feels and coming into the night. So he'll still be questionable as well.
With Goga, obviously you see him out on the floor, going through that workout. What stage is he at in the concussion program? It's kind of a set thing, and you have to kind of see how they feel the next day. It's not a.
I think some of it now is what is he physically able to do, whether there's a little bit of contact, or right now we're going no contact to see where he is right now, and then as we progress forward there'll be maybe some physical contact to see if he can bounce past that one. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Tristan, clearly the most important part tonight, it's Brazil night. To have that element going on in arena, a bunch of people, coming out, how exciting is that? And how much are you looking forward to the environment at Kia Center tonight?
Yeah, super exciting. I just got told it's probably about half of the arena is going to be Brazilian. So, obviously with my heritage, with my dad, that means a lot. And I've been getting the love from the Brazilian community all season. So looking forward to it.
Franz is questionable. We see Goga out there. We see Jalen out there. The guys are getting healthier. Just from your perspective, what does it mean to be able to see these guys inch closer and closer to returning?
Yeah, it's good vibes. Obviously, we're all happy to have him back. Kind of slowly creeping back in. But it's good to see more bodies out there and actually have our top players coming back.
What does it do for the morale of the team? Amid this slump, I guess.
Yeah, good spirits. Obviously, looking forward to the games where everybody's back. Just because we've had a massive amount of guys being down. So just optimism.
How do you kind of balance acknowledging how much you're missing? I know you guys always say that you're enough, but how do you kind of balance acknowledging what you're missing, what's about to return to this roster, but also kind of dealing with the frustration of losing and trying to find your way out?
Yeah, I mean the only thing you can really do is look forward to the next one, prepare as much as you can, and then whoever's back is back, and you gotta deal with the game at hand. You can't really wait till everybody's back and everybody's back in their rhythm and their mojo. So we just gotta attack every single game. Cool. Thank you.
Franz, how are you feeling, and how exciting is it to be going through the process of getting back to the court?
Yeah, I feel really good. Yeah, super excited. Like I said last time, we were up pretty challenging mentally, boring as well. So happy to play soon.
You're listed as questionable, no longer out. Just to see that questionable next to your name, what does that mean?
It means that I might play, I might not. See how the day goes, but no, it feels really good. I mean, it was a long process, and I'm not the most patient person, so it's not that easy for me. But it feels good to be done with it.
You mentioned the mental challenge of this time being off. Just how have your teammates helped you with that, going through this process?
Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody did their best to keep me in good spirits. I think obviously that starts with me as well. But no, I mean the team's been great on the road. Just still including me in stuff, and I think that's the beauty of playing a team sport. I think that you're not going through this stuff alone.
Kind of on that point, I know we've asked you a ton about you talked about Paolo having gone through the same injury. About the recovery and kind of getting back in the court, and what has he maybe told you about the recovery process of kind of playing after such a long time?
Yeah, just to first of all just take my time, and not rush back, and then also be aware that it's a long time out, and whether it's conditioning or rhythm, that stuff takes time to get back. So. To give yourself a little bit of a grace period to, not expect everything to, just be back right away.
You two kind of were Coach Franz in a way, where helping the guys. So what do you think you'll take away from what you were able to see on the sidelines and bring it back into your game going forward?
Yeah, it was great to see, how we obviously it's a different team when not everyone's playing, but a lot of guys hadn't been in that situation before where they played a lot of minutes. So. Just getting to know them more, honestly, when I have more time to see how they react to stuff. And I think that's been the best part about the process, that I had more time to kind of connect and see how they're playing within a game or what their mindset is. So that's been the coolest part.
For the Jamal that you, Paolo, Jalen have been kind of drawing up some plays every now and then too. What has that been like for you? And then see those plays carry out on the floor. What's that process?
Yeah, it's fun for sure. And I definitely learned that coaching is really hard, and you have an idea, and then someone on the court doesn't do it exactly how you thought it would happen. But no, it was cool to see that and be in a different role on that for a little bit, and definitely have a lot of respect for everybody that does that full time.
Gain a new appreciation for it.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was very difficult, I think, and just also knowing how many things a coach. How many decisions just goes into one possession? I think sometimes you forget that.
How different is it helping out teammates from the sideline opposed to being on the court? We've always heard about you being vocal and telling, helping guys along, depending on how you see things out there. How different is it not being able to be out there and being on the sideline?
Yeah, well, for me at least, when I'm not playing. I'm not as much in the emotions of the game, so I might see something that other guys might not see when they're in the game. But I also try to, keep my space a little bit during that, because I know, how the emotions of the games, can get you sometimes, and sometimes you just need space and need to go through that yourself. So I think just picking your spots when it's good to help someone, and when they just need to kind of be by themselves a little bit, calm down a little bit maybe, and then you have time to talk to them.
You know how hard it is for you to miss games. Is it even tougher when you're feeling good, your body's close, and the team's perhaps going through a tougher stretch?
Yeah, for sure. No, even with that, I mean, obviously everybody's frustrated with the way we've been playing, but I just try to, in those situations, try to do my part as best as possible to keep everybody in a good mind spot, and then obviously work my way back. Yeah.
Picture WWE entrance
I just want to have my normal pregame routine and then go play a game. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, guys.